Beatdown City! Beatdown City! Beatdown City!
Is it excessive an organization or just a team? You know, I would say we're a little of both. We want to build a new foundation. We don't, you know, we made our quick rise to the top. We brought in tons of, you know, great talent and famous paintball players. But it was a short-lived goal. It was a quick high, I guess.
The new excessive is kind of a team where young talented players can come, learn how to play better, and hopefully mature and develop. As the old team was a lot of already mature superstar famous players. And there's challenges to both.
I joined XSV at the end of 2006 with the big explosion of people like Davey Williamson, Rusty Glaze all leaving the team. Before that, I was working with Planet Eclipse over in the US.
A lot of people were asking us why we played X-Ball this season, and the truth is we've always wanted to play X-Ball. We just could not afford to play it pro last year. It was just so expensive, it was unbelievable. It was 5 events, it was $6,000 for entry fees, so it was $30,000 just in entry fee, and we simply couldn't afford it.
How does it feel to be playing X-Ball with Excessive again? I mean, it's awesome. You know, I love spending as much time as I can with these guys. You know, this is my team. I want it to grow. I want it to be, you know, awesome in all aspects of paintball, and I want these kids, you know, to mature and become the best they can. So having this time with the team is actually really, really cool.
This year we're able to play semi-pro, so it's less expensive. And honestly, I got a bunch of 20-year-old kids on my team that love playing X-Ball, so it worked out well.
The toughest part about playing with Rich is he'll just push you until you can't go any further. But that could also be one of the best things about Rich. He never gives up on you, and he'll push you as far as you can go.
Our training schedule, I would guarantee, is the hardest training schedule compared to any other US pro team. Weekends in Modesto, doing spool drills, snap shooting all the time, running and shooting drills, sneaky drills, which is a one-on-one drill, where you don't just shoot at each other, you don't try and get into a gunfight, you try and move around the field and surprise the person you're trying to beat. Plus we also have Paul Mendoza, which is our personal trainer. He still works out some of the guys a lot. So yeah, it's tough. Modesto, it's concrete, it's hard work, but we do it because we need to get better and we need to win.
How do we prepare for Phoenix? Well, I mean, as usual, we put in a ton of hard work. We didn't take any breaks in the off season.
Honestly, we slept a lot more than usual.
We wanted everybody's fundamental skills to be on point.
So what we did this time is we ate a lot of ice cream, and I mean a lot of ice cream.
And then we, you know, obviously we practiced the X-Ball format a little bit more, which we hadn't put in a long time.
And when I say we slept a lot, we passed out because we ate so much ice cream.
It was one of those things that was a little different because we trained the kids to play 7-man so much. Teaching them that X-Ball mentality was a little bit tough, but I think the training and the hard work we put in, you know, really paid off in the end.
Going into Phoenix was definitely a lot of pressure on the kids to perform. I feel that Rich and I was under a lot of pressure to make the kids perform. If we'd have gone into that event not winning, we would have been slaughtered on the internet, and that's something that I didn't want.
Phoenix was kind of a lose-lose situation for us. You know, Excessive's always been pro. I've always played pro, so going back and playing semi-pro was, you know, everyone was looking at us. If we won, oh, big deal, you've made a bunch of semi-pro teams. If you lost, you've lost a bunch of semi-pro teams.
I already spoke to my sponsors. We had to go into that event to win, to financially afford to keep playing the PSP. So the pressure was there. It was definitely strong, and I think that helped. You know, I've never gone into an event with so much fight and so much wanting to win. That last game against Vicious was phenomenal.
Our finals match with Vicious in Phoenix, it was a good one. You know, they'd given us a pretty good whooping in the prelims, and you know, we felt like everything that could have went wrong, but at the same time, you know, we should be professional paintball players. and be able to, you know, step up from that. So going into the finals, you know, we had a lot to prove, I think, and we knew that they weren't going to take us lightly.
They are an incredible X-Ball team. That's all they know. Them kids have just been trained to play X-Ball. And you can see it in them, the way that they edge, the way that they gunfight, the way that they put pressure on, the way that they don't check off lanes sometimes, which I sort of caught a lot of people in the open, and especially in that last match, because they just put so much pressure on and then they bounce.
I mean, it was a battle. It was back and forth, you know, just great paintball on both sides, I think. You know, I'm glad we came out on top.
My opinion, and I've coached teams and played on teams for a long time, since the very beginning of the NXL, there's probably 2 or 3 teams in the semi-pro, the PSP, that could play pro, you know, NXL. I'm not saying they'd be the top teams, it wouldn't be the top 1, 2, or 3 teams, but probably 5th or 6th ranked teams. Tough teams like Vicious, Aftermath is bringing a team in now, Trauma, Palm Beach Vipers, but they're tough teams.
Yeah, so Trauma is making a comeback.
The way I found out was drunk-ass Tyler Humphrey called me. I haven't talked to him in like 3 years. He was like, yeah, I was just online doing an interview, and I put a bounty out on your head. I'm gonna smash you, old man. I was like, oh, cool, thanks, buddy. It's nice talking to you as always. If that's what you gotta do, that's what you gotta do. I thought maybe we could just hang out, be friends, but you know, apparently not. You know, apparently there's some bad blood there. So I'm looking forward to playing Trauma. I like those guys. I respect them. I kind of miss not having them around. You know, they were always a good group of fun guys to hang out with at the events. So
we're not going to take them lightly at all. They have some incredible players. Look for them being good matches. I'm really excited about the whole PSP this year. It's going to be incredible.
Right now I'm shooting the 09 Excessive Ego. In my opinion, it's the best Ego in the world ever. Way better than Infamous, way better Impact, way better than Avalanche. It's just, you know, we've been making guns with Eclipse since the very beginning, so we've got a really good relationship with those guys.
The best part about that gun, I think, is the air efficiency that I get out of it.
I love the way the Geo shoots. If I was a little fast guy, I would probably shoot a Geo just because it's so smooth and so accurate. Unfortunately, I'm really big and slow, so I have to shoot a lot of paint to compensate for my lack of speed. In a perfect world, I'd probably play X-Ball with a Geo and play 7-man with a regular Ego, but both guns are really strong. I'm a big fan of both guns.
So how important is Chicago being the second to last event of the year?
You know, in the past, Chicago's been kind of the halfway point, so it gave you an idea of what you needed to do to kind of turn your team around, so that you could have the Chicago event and one more event to really get on page for the World Cup. Now with that event being gone and Chicago being the event right before World Cup, it's a lot different now. You know, I mean, it's probably even more important than it has been in the past. It's always been a big tournament. It's always been really important, but now it's probably even more important. I mean, that's your one shot to get your points and get your place as high as you can before you go to World Cup.
Going into Chicago, PSP is the event before the World Cup, and we know that that's really important. We want to go into the Chicago event and smash people up.
We want to build, strength and players and, promote paintball. We want to have something that's long-lasting forever as a whole. And we want people that want to be on this team just to grow together, as that family format and pick up kids that, have that hunger and that fight and just want to be taught and want to be brought up. I mean, I think that's really where we're going. We want to be around forever. We don't want to be compared to anything else. We want to be excessive.